Hello and welcome to the Healing Streams Reflection. The title for today's post is Emergency Protocol at the Altar. Emergency Protocol at the Altar. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 22 to 25, Jesus gave a very important instruction to every believer, which, in a sense, is part of the spiritual protocols that helps you and I to always go into the presence of God. Jesus has this to say in Matthew chapter 5, verse 22 following. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whoever says to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger to the council. But whoever says, you fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, verse 24, leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First, be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Verse 25. Agree with your adversary quickly while you're on your way with him, lest your adversary deliver you to the judge. The judge hand you over to the officer, and you'll be thrown into prison. Friends, this is very authoritative from the Lord. He began by saying, but I say to you, I say to you, beloved, indeed, true Christianity is challenged with this Bible verse. Because here we are realizing that true Christianity, or being born again, has nothing to do with a particular home. Maybe that home is known for its religiosity or succession of priesthood or lifetime Christian achievement. And more importantly, true Christianity is not somebody who is a citizen of a particular country or who is on the roll of the membership of a particular denomination. But here, our true Christian life, our true Christian right living, it's not wearing a cross around your neck, or bumper sticker on your car, or even holding position in the church. So what does it mean to be a true Christian? Indeed, it's being challenged. I think it boils down to the fact that someone who lives by and follows the protocols, in a sense, the teachings and examples of Christ. Because Jesus Christ says, but I say to you. This is not like what the prophet echoed in the Old Testament when they said, thus says the Lord. No. Unfortunately, many people who call themselves lovers of Jesus Christ don't understand some of these protocols. And so, most often, we do things based on the church traditions. But when we rest in the assurance of God's love and protection, when we rest in the protocols like these, we'll find out that our fear will be subsiding. Although it's a process, because we know we are his children. But here you begin to see that because you are not yet matured fully in understanding of God's love, there's a correlation between this protocol and then the depth of understanding of God's love when it comes to obeying some of these protocols. Beloved, the love of Christ or Christian love has nothing. A Christian with faith has nothing to fear from the truth of God, from the facts of God, or from the protocols of God. And so, brothers and sisters, at times our lack of understanding some of these protocols brings a great tragedy in our Christian life, because we are experiencing a call from Jesus Christ in which Christ wants to center our faith on the fact that nobody goes into the presence of God anyhow. And so here I believe that you and I cannot have authentic version of Christianity where Jesus Christ is not centered. It's not about following the teachings of Christ, but rather it's about doing what God commands us to do. And so here in Matthew 5:22-25, there's a radical Christianity. This is extreme and true Christianity at its core and center. In a sense, a system of beliefs of right relationship. And so as we read Matthew 5:22-25, Jesus is saying that if you get to the altar of the Lord and you are about to offer your gifts, and there at the altar you remember your brother has ought against you, leave your gift there, go your way, and first be reconciled to your brother. I think there are two things that Jesus is trying to say about this. Number one is the importance of reconciliation. Is the importance of reconciling together with your brother. You know, there are certain issues. We have big problems, we have small problems, but there are certain problems that are very small in its nature, that God will always give us the wisdom to sit down and then sit down at the negotiating table to negotiate with our brothers and our sisters so that there will be peace within us, peace of Christ in us, peace with Christ, and peace from Christ. That most often we blow it. Now, the importance of reconciliation is very, very important. Notice that Jesus didn't say, if you are sitting at the barber shop, getting your hair shampoo, and you certainly release your brother, and you certainly realize that your brother has ought against you, then dry your hair and go your way. And before you get your hair cut, first make sure you reconcile with your brother. It doesn't say so. It doesn't. It doesn't say if you are at the check counter, or if you are at McDonald's or cheeseburger and your brother has oughts against you, leave your cheeseburger and go and reconcile. No. Why does Jesus use the altar? Why do you think Jesus uses the altar? This is a very key moment. Now, first, what I want you to believe is this, that, Jesus had a way of making the complex simple. Jesus has a way of instructing us so that things we think is very complex can be simple, so that we'll free our spirit and soul and body from those entanglements. Even in the Bible, we see how Jesus taught with parables that contain cultural references easily understood by his listeners. And when it comes to simplifying the enormous code of Old Testament laws, he reduced, the approximately about 638 down to 2. He said, love God, the first 4 of the 10 commandments, and love others, the last 6 of the 10 commandments. Matthew 22, 34 to 30. You see, I'm giving an example before we look at why does Jesus use the altar. And I'm using Matthew 22, 34 to 40. Because Jesus had this in Matthew 22, 39. And the second commandment is like the first. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. You see how Jesus will simplify stuff. So unlike the first of the 2, love God, Jesus added an explanatory note to the second. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Matthew 22, 39. So that addition immediately raises the question, how do we love ourselves? In healthy terms, we don't reject ourselves. We don't have bias or prejudice towards ourselves based on color or creed. We accept ourselves for who we are, the creation of God in his image. So when we deviate from that standard, when relating to others, we have failed to love others as we love ourselves. And so the question is there anyone in your life you have rejected for a reason you wouldn't apply to yourself? If you haven't rejected yourself, don't reject others as you love and care for yourself. So love and care for others. And that is why faith is our acceptance of God's accepting us. That is faith. A lot of people don't know that is what faith means.